Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Saturday, October 30th. We're going to be going over some NBA DFS in this video. We're going to be talking yesterday's recap, the injuries in play for today, and then my picks on both FanDuel and DraftKings. So we'll get started with yesterday's recap. Not the prettiest day by any means. So at the point guard position, I had Devonta Graham, $6,000. We were looking for 30 points out of him. He got to 28.75. So he was a miss, but not too bad of a miss overall. He only shot 4 for 16 yesterday, so that definitely did not help. Then at shooting guard, we had Cody Martin, $3,600. A nice little pivot off of that Bruce Brown chalk that everybody was on. Brown ended up gathering about 39% ownership in GPPs yesterday. Cody Martin was around 5%. So if you went with Cody Martin, you were at least 34% different than a lot of people in the field. Definitely a great pivot play there. We're looking for 18 points out of him. He got to 24.75, so he was a hit. OG Anunoby, unfortunately, did not hit yesterday at $6,800, looking for 34 points out of him. Got to 26.75. He was a mess. He played the minutes. He scored all right. He just didn't have any extra stats. Not a lot of rebounds, no steals or blocks, not much in the terms of the assist department. Just a very, very limited day for him overall. Then Nick Batum at $4,000, kind of one of those value plays. Looking for 20 points out of him. He got to 19.75, so he was a push. He played 26 minutes. He was on good pace. He only scored 2 or 3 points in this game. And then it kind of ended up being a blowout. So he kind of lost 2 or 3 minutes towards the end of that game as well. Otherwise, he hits pretty easily. He gets a rebound. He gets a point. He gets something else in those last couple of minutes at the very least. And then last but not least, Jared Allen, guy that I did like quite a bit yesterday. Going against the Lakers, just didn't pan out. He only took 3 shots in this game. We were looking for 31 points out of him. He got to 24.75. So just not a very good day overall. Very, very poor day on the DraftKings side. But hey, you're going to have bad days in NBA DFS. Sometimes you bounce right back the next day and you hit real big. So last couple of days been a little bit frustrating between, some of these core picks not hitting and games going into overtime. But hey, that's what NBA DFS is. And there's always another slate the very next day. Then on the FanDuel side, had De'Aaron Fox, $8,000, was looking for 40 points out of him. Got to 34.9, or he was only 1 for 7 shooting from 3. He's still not getting there with his shot quite yet this season. So once that finally does come around at some point, when it does, he's going to look really good, and he's going to be super cheap. So you just want to hit him on that first night. Unfortunately, it was not last night. At the shooting guard position, I had Jalen Suggs at $4,600. Looking for 23 points out of him. He got 29.4, so he was a hit. Dorian Finney-Smith, who I did play in a couple of GPPs the night before. This was messy. Super, super messy. He's $4,700 looking for 24 points out of him. He got to 2.2. He shot over 7 from the field. 24 minutes and a blowout. So, terrible play. Just terrible. You can't say anything. He could not have played any worse pretty much at this point in time. It's just kind of frustrating, especially when a guy had played pretty well so far this season as well. So then we got Aaron Gordon, who is $5,000. He was on the opposite end of that blowout, looking for 25 points out of him. He got to 26. So if there wasn't a blowout, you did this all in 24 minutes. You would have scored another 6 points easy if this wasn't a blowout. Then Domantas Sabonis, we were looking for about 47 out of him. He got to 42.4. So he was a mess. Oddly enough, he only took 14 shots in this game, and that was even with Malcolm Brogdon missing. Really, really odd, but not the best day for him. But, if you have him in your lineup, he scores that. He's not a guy that's going to tank your lineup overall. Unfortunately, we had Dorian Finney-Smith that did that for us. So once again, yesterday, only 2 out of 5 on the FanDuel side. A couple of picks that weren't too bad, and then Dorian Finney-Smith just died. Literally died. But we're going to get past yesterday's recap now and get over to the injuries for today's slate. It is a 10-game slate. There is 11 games today. There's one earlier, or slightly earlier game, I should call it. It starts 2 hours before the all other ones, so that's an island game unless you're playing the all-day slate. So if you're looking at that game, you got the Boston Celtics. Marcus Smart is out in this game. Rowan Langford, game time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing. For the Wizards, same 4 guys out that have been out for a while now, and Winston, Hachimura, Gill, and Bryant, and then Gafford looking like he's going to be out once again. For the Knicks, Nerlens Noel is out again. Pelicans, Zion Williamson is out. Garrett Temple's game time decision. Josh Hart did return last night, but he did come off the bench. For the Orlando Magic, we got Michael Carter-Williams, Fultz, Isaac, and Moore still out. Looks like Chuma Okeke has a chance to return today, so that could change our plans just a little bit. For the Detroit Pistons, Livers and Smith are both out. Grant, he's listed as a game-time decision but likely to play. And the big news, Cade Cunningham, the number 1 pick in the draft, is likely to play today. So then moving down to the Raptors, Siakam's out once again. Watanabe looking like he's got a chance to play. We'll just have to see if that happens or not. For the Pacers, Jackson and Warren are both out. Martin, LeVert, and Brogdon are all game-time decisions. Brogdon most notably did miss yesterday. I would assume he misses again today, but I could be wrong. Then we move down to the Atlanta Hawks. Okongwu was out again. Bogdanovich, game-time decisions, which he was last time as well, so I do assume he plays. Ben Simmons and Ryler are both out still for the 76ers. Joel Embiid listed as a game-time decision. He's probably going to be that way all year, so just monitor his situation throughout the day. Then for the Utah Jazz, most notably Mike Conley is out in this one. Rudy Gay's still out, and a couple guys, game-time decisions, but likely to play. The Chicago Bulls, Kobe White's out. Now Patrick Williams is out essentially for the season. He dislocated his left wrist, supposedly, so it's going to be interesting to see who gets in that starting lineup. That Bulls bench was not very good to start with. Now you got to put one of them in the starting lineup. Probably not going to be Alex Caruso, but he's been that main guy off the bench overall so far this season. Then for the Spurs, McDermott and Collins are both out once again. For the Bucks, looks like Portis, Lopez, Holiday, and DiVincenzo are all out. So there was a little bit of news saying Drew Holiday was going to play today, and then all of a sudden it's like he's not going to play at all this weekend. So looks like we got the same George Hill starting at point guard once again. Pretty similar lineup for the Bucks. Bobby Portis did play that last game. Now he's not playing again, so supposedly it's due to conditioning, but we'll have to see what happens with that going forward. Heat are just without Victor Oladipo once again. The Grizzlies are without Dylan Brooks, and Kyle Anderson's a game-time decision, questionable. We'll see if he ends up playing in this one. Oklahoma City is all the way healthy. Golden State Warriors without Wiseman and Thompson once again. Damon Lee and Kuminga are both game-time decisions. We'll see if they end up playing or not. Then for the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray and Kankar are both out. Listed as out, and Jokic has still got that little gray bar next to him, but not listed as questionable at this point in time. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Okoro is a game-time decision. Pangos, who popped up yesterday, don't really know too much about him, but he's listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play. Probably not in the rotation either way, though. Then last but not least, the Phoenix Suns are without Payne and Sarge once again, so no changes there from the last time out. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries for today's slate. Like I said, 10-game slate starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Should be a pretty good one once again. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So at the point guard position, got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he's $7,300, looking for 37 points out of him. That's exactly what he's averaging on the season. Got him projected for 40 points in this game. Should be a pretty good pace-up spot against the Warriors as well. And then at that shooting guard position, we're going to Cade Cunningham, and he's $3,600, likely to make his debut for the Detroit Pistons tonight. I gave him a very, very conservative, 24, 25 minutes of my projection since he is coming off an injury. Still got him projected for about 23 points in this game. We're only looking for 18 out of him at $3,600, looking like one of the best plays on the slate overall, and one that I assume will be pretty chalky by the time lock comes around. Then at small forward, we got Joe Ingles, $4,700. He's been playing pretty well this year. Hit this mark pretty much all but one game so far this year, and then Mike Conley's out. So he's probably going to be in that starting lineup, playing 30 minutes. I got him projected for 25 points. You're looking for 23, 24 out of him tonight. Then we're going right back to the Aaron Gordon well, and he's $5,100, looking for 25, 26 points out of him, averaging 25 on the season. I got him projected for 27 points in this game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Should be a pretty good matchup for him as well. And then last but not least, at center position, we got Wendell Carter Jr. This one might end up changing just if Chuma Okeke plays. I'm just going to throw that out there. But he's $5,800. You're looking for 29 points out of him. He's gone over 30 points 4 out of the 5 games so far this season. Goes against Detroit, who seems like they want to run a bigger front court with Isaiah Stewart and Kelly Olynyk as well. So it should be a good matchup for him. Should get those minutes and should be pretty productive overall. But if you go with these 5 players on DraftKings for today, you'll have $23,500 left over, just over $7,800. So you can definitely spend up on one of those premier options, whether it's a Giannis, a Nikola Jokic, a Steph Curry, somebody like that. And then find like a mid-range play and a value play where you can kind of spread the wealth out. As I always mention, just kind of go in, see what works best for you. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we talked about him yesterday, paid off yesterday, and he's, I believe, the exact same price in Jalen Suggs at $4,600. Looking for 23 points out of him. I got him projected for about 26, 27 in this game against the Detroit Pistons. Should be a very advantageous matchup for him once again. Then Same as the DraftKings side. We got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, $7,200. Looking for 36 points out of him, averaging 35 on the season so far. I know he kind of had that rough start of the year, but he's really turned it around lately. Got him projected for about 40 points on the FanDuel side as well, so definitely shouldn't be another strong play once again. Then another familiar face in Joe Ingles, $4,700 on both sites. I got him projected for about 25 points over on FanDuel as well, about 24, 25, give or take a couple of those threes that you get the extra points for on the DraftKings side. And then I moved down to John Collins at power forward, $6,500, looking for 33 points out of him, averaging 37.5 on the season. He's been playing very well. We played him the last time out. He did very well in that game as well. I don't see any reason not to play John Collins at this point in time, other than the fact that he burned me every time last year that I played him. Every time I played him, he got hurt, it seemed like. But maybe that's not the case this year. Last time out, he got us 48 points at a very reasonable price tag as well. And then last but not least, at a center position, I'm going right back to Domantas Sabonis, $9,100, looking for 45, 46 points out of him. Brogdon may or may not play in this game. He's not going to play as bad as he did last night. He should be able to see more shot volume, get more rebounds. This is Domantas Sabonis. He's good for about 50 points on any given night. So while he's at this relatively affordable price tag, we might as well play him. Pretty good matchup against the Toronto Raptors as well. But if you go with these 5 players over on the FanDuel side, you have $27,900 left over, just under $7,000 per player. So looking more like a spread the wealth type of play. Maybe you can fit one star in there and then pay down at a couple other spots as well. Definitely a lot of options and flexibility out there, especially on a 10-game slate like tonight. And I do expect there to be a lot of decent value opening up later on in the day. There's a decent amount of value right now as well. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, October 30th. If you have any questions at all related to NBA DFS, especially for tonight's slate, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know your favorite play on either DraftKings or FanDuel for tonight's slate overall. It could be one of the ones I picked out, or it could be just another one that you like on the slate in general. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this, as well as 5 videos related to fantasy football and NFL DFS content throughout the week. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.